Yeah, all right. So, okay, yesterday we have seen Artifactory, right? I mean, the last two classes, what is Artifactory, why we need it, and of course, how to push it and everything, or artifacts and everything through Maven. So, and what will be there inside the Artifactory, like repositories, what kind of repositories are there? Like, there are three types: hosted, proxy, and group, as well as the cleanup policies. So, all these we have seen yesterday. And what's next? I mean, after that. So in our process so far, what we have seen is, of course, maintaining the code first thing. Next is testing the code using SonarQube, obviously, as well as sorry, sorry. Once the testing is done, we build the code, and once the build is done, I mean, our artifact is ready. Then we make sure that the artifact is stored in the repository or the artifactory, because if let's say we are working as a team, so we need Artifactory to store our dependencies and in our artifacts or jar files, I mean, or builds, whatever we build for the application, because it's required for everyone. So instead of storing in our local, we created an artifact and we use it. So what's next? Okay, artifact is also ready. Let's say it's ready now. We need to deploy. Final step. We need to deploy. What to do? So again, of course, we have seen some web servers called Apache Web Server and Nginx. Those also will be used for deployment only. But we are talking about Java code here, right? We're talking about Maven. So depends on the language. There are multiple servers which we need to use for Python and for, I mean, as I told you, for there are two types of programming languages. I don't know when I told that. I think I'm in Maven class. One is interpreter language and compiled language. For interpreter languages, we don't need to do any building at all. We just deploy the raw code. So those interpreter languages can be deployed through Apache or Nginx. But compiled languages like .NET, Java, and all these things, they have different things which we need to use to deploy. So since in our case it's Java code, I mean Maven. So if it is Maven code, obviously it's Java. So nothing, because Maven supports only Java. We have something called Tomcat, which is the famous one. Apache Tomcat. There is one more thing called Wildfly. Of course, Apache Tomcat is famous one. Easy to use, most commonly used to deploy Java artifacts. So here, this is any doubts, or can someone mute? Yeah, thank you. So this Apache Tomcat is an application server to deploy our artifacts, Java artifacts, whatever it is, jar, warrior, whatever, what does not matter. So it is used to deploy our Java applications. It's an open source one. Again, it's an open source, free to download the code, and you can see core and all here. You can download it. You can change whatever you want. It's completely fine. It's free, open source. So this used to deploy our Java applications. So you may get a doubt. Apache Web Server, Apache Tomcat. There will be a few more things for Apache. This Apache is not like a company or something. It's a foundation where uh, they release open source tools. They work on these open source tools. So Tomcat is one of their product. Uh, So Similar to Tomcat, there are, I told you, multiple things to deploy Java. JBoss or Wildfly. I mean, Wildfly is the name, new name. Earlier, they used to call it JBoss, I think. So, or WebLogic, IBM WebLogic is one of the thing, where we can able to use any of these. But this Tomcat, why we use is it's mainly focused on web applications, web deployment. Let's say we have a application website developed in Java, so Tomcat will be very much useful for that, and it's easy to use, easy to set up and everything. It's why it's easy is just lightweight. I mean, download it. Similarly, how we download Nexus or this one Sonar, download, extract, and use it. Similar with that also, we'll just use it. The size also will be very less compared to others. And all it needs is like just install Java. That's it. Of course, this Tomcat is for Java applications which require Java, obviously. And that's it. Simple. We download it, we deploy it. That's the only thing. How to download? Simple, simple. I mean, just their official website, tomcat.apache.org. Just search for Apache Tomcat download. It will get to you. There are new versions 9, 10, 11. We can download any of these. And I think 11 is the latest, obviously. You know it. You can use any of this 9, 10, or 11, which is completely fine. So there will be few differences, obviously, based on versions. So you can download whichever you want. So let's say you're confused. You can just simply click on which version. See, it will show you. These are all the differences. Based on that, you choose what version you want. So let's try with the Java 11. This is the latest. And of course, in the core, you'll see tar file. Download the tar. Copy link address. OPT, obviously. Remove this attachment. Awesome. Download it. Is it downloaded? Oh, it's downloaded. See, of course, untar it. Untar. Let's change it. Just Tomcat. Now, of course, it's ready. It's downloaded. No need of normal user and all. We can run as any user. It's completely fine for Tomcat. These are all the files you will see. So conf, obviously, see if you observe, everything has the same structure. These Maven also have similar things. Sonar also have similar thing. This one Nexus also has similar thing. Because all these, why they have similar structure is because they work for same tools. They developed on same tools. So they're following the same structure. Conf, bin, logs, temp, web apps. Okay, this is not there. I'll tell you what is this, but yeah. Conf, you'll see lots of things. Server.xml is the main configuration file. And Tomcat users.xml is where we create users for Tomcat to log in. I'll tell you what is that in a few minutes. So, and of course, bin, inside bin, we have file scripts, I mean, to start and stop the Tomcat. So there are two ways to start it. If you observe here, there are a few .bat files and .sh files. If you are running Tomcat on Windows, you have to use .bat files to start a part to shut down. If you are in Linux, .sh files. I think by now you got it. So startup.sh is a file which we need to execute to start it in Linux. If it is Windows, startup.bat. Let's try startup.sh. Tomcat started. See now shutdown.sh. It stopped. Like this we can able to use. If it is Windows.bat, Instead of this, there is one more way. There is one more file called catalina.sh. You have to pass argument start. So it's Tomcat started. Same thing. Same thing. You just have two options. That's it. You can have to use whatever you want. And stop. It will see run, start, stop, config test. Config test means whatever the configuration. Let's just like http:// like that. So let's start the Tomcat. Anything I told you, right? Either use startup.sh or catalina.sh. But just remember it. That's it. Tomcat started. And of course, by default, how to access the Tomcat? The port number is 8080 by default for Tomcat. 8080. Alright. Colon 8080. See, this is the deploy. This is the page. I mean, we see by default. This is a Tomcat page. It means if you see this, it means it's success. It is success. Tomcat is deployed. Alright. See, if you're seeing these, congratulations, blah 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 something. You have installed Tomcat. That's it. Version is 11.10, which we just used it. Apache Foundation. It's a default one. We don't no need to do anything for this. If you download, if you start it and you access it with the port number 8080, it's the default. Alright. Of course, if you want to change the port number, obviously you can change it in conf server.xml. You can able to change it. So bin conf logs, of course, logs, you know it. There is something called web apps. This is the folder where we deploy our applications. Web apps. They'll be already there. For I'll tell you what are those. But yeah, the web apps is the folder where we deploy our applications. How to deploy? Simple copy paste your artifact, whatever you built to web apps. Tomcat automatically deploy it. No need to write any extra configuration for that. Simple. Let's is there a deploy already? Okay, there is a var file right here. Which this is ours. We built it yesterday. Copy it. Copy simple dot var to slash opt Tomcat web apps. So we copy to this folder, web apps folder. Now let's go. If you observe, I copied this var file. It created a folder. What is this? Because of course, if you see, it was not there earlier. Now it came. What it will do generally is Tomcat. When you deploy something, when it is jar file or var file or here whatever it it's like a zip file only, right? But for Java, it is dot var, dot here. All these are zip files, compressed files for with Java code, obviously. So what's happening is when you deploy to Tomcat, Tomcat will automatically extract it, whatever the content, whatever the code inside it, it will automatically extract and then deploy it. So we deployed the var file. Tomcat automatically extracted this, I mean the code, I mean whatever it is, from the var file. Let's go what is there inside it. So this is the code. Forget about what's the code and everything, but the code it's extracted. I mean content to serve, content to deploy. It extracted from the var file automatically. Did not do anything, nothing really. It did it by itself. And that's it. It's deployed already. Now how to access it? How to access it is by this name, simple hyphen web hyphen app. It's a default. See, when you deploy some var file, jar file, whatever it is, and when you want to access it, you access it by the name of it. Dot var is an extension, right? Before whatever is there, simple hyphen web hyphen app. Based on that, you access it. Got it? How to access this? Go here. Let's copy it. Simple hyphen web hyphen app. 8080 slash that simple hyphen web hyphen app. Is it correct? Obviously. It says 404 not found. This is the issue with the new versions. It's fine. So when you open this like slash simple hyphen web hyphen app, it will open the application. Of course, let's not use 11, obviously. That's why we don't use 11 new versions. Let's download the 9 because it's a stable version which we use, which everyone use. I mean, so let's go to PT, delete it. We'll download again, don't worry. Because this 11 version is, I mean, of course, latest one not really stable. That's why we don't use that. I tried, but yeah, no use. In our organization also, we're using Tomcat 9 itself because it is working fine. Is it, okay, let's see. Let's download. No, yeah, I downloaded. Of course, change the name. We can't remember this, right? Tomcat. Now, of course, nothing is there if you observe. Let's copy that artifact slash Ubuntu full maven target web.var to web apps currently. Automatically, I just deployed now, right? Wait for a few seconds. Sorry. This will extract and it will come here. Don't worry. Now, of course, start the Tomcat. Win catalina.sh. Start, obviously. It started. Now, let's see. Wait a minute. Let me open this first. It's not taking. Just a minute. It's still taking 11. It's taking from cache. Let's try in incognito. Who the hell I asked to? See, it's still taking 11. We have to clear the cache or something. Right, let's. Is there a different browser? Let's try here maybe. Blah. Hopefully, this should work. Ah, come on. Wait. Let's see now whether it opens or not. Alright, now let's try again. I told you, Catalina.sh or startup.sh, anything you can able to use. Nothing really wrong in it. Whichever is comfortable for you. Yeah, finally 9 open. Now deploy. I already deployed. Let's try simple hyphen web hyphen app. See, this is the code. This is, I mean, this is the application. What's present inside that? I don't know. I downloaded it from Google. I mean, so this is how it works. Slash the name of the application. How do you find the name of the application? If the developer wrote the name of I mean the application name in the code, we have to use that. They'll inform you about that. But if there is no name by default, let's say you don't know what is the name, you can try to access by the artifact name. what is artifact name? Simple hyphen web hyphen app dot var, right? Remove the extension dot var and use the remaining name like that. That this how application will open. Let's download sample WAR file. There is a sample WAR file we can download, Apache gave it just to see whether Tomcat working or not. I'll download directly in the web apps only. Sample.war. Now how do I access the application then? Just slash sample. That's it. Let's see here. Slash sample. MPLE. See? Sample hello world application. That's it. That's how you deploy. That's how you access it. That's how you access Tomcat. As simple as that. From UI also we can able to do. Let's do this. From UI also we can able to deploy. That's one more approach. So we have already seen like how to deploy from CLI, right? Just deploy directly. That's it. If you want to remove the deployment, simple. Delete the sample var file and the sample folder. That's it. They are gone. See. Now try to access with sample. What happens? See, not found obviously. Let's say sample one. These are not exist right in the web apps. That's why it throws errors. Got it? As simple as that. If someone says, "Hey, deploy my artifact to Tomcat," it means ask them the where artifact. Where is the artifact is? If they tell you to download from Nexus, you can download using duplicate or whatever commands, MEN commands also fine. But yeah, try to use duplicate commands since instead of build instead of MEN commands, and just copy the artifact to web apps folder wherever the Tomcat is present. Find that, copy that to web apps folder. Copy it, just copy that so it deploy. No need to restart and or everything. Of course, if it is not loaded, if it is not loading, even after deploying, try to restart it. Maybe sometimes, these are very small applications, so that's why it's working without restart Tomcat. But let's say if you want to, there are big applications, let's say, which you want to, uh, deploy. At the time, try to restart. I mean, when you deploy, restart. I mean, restart means stop and start, obviously. Got it? That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Deployment of any application to Tomcat. And now, instead of CLI, sometimes we use UI also to deploy. How to deploy to UI. How to deploy is there is something called manager app. We need to configure that and we need to use this to deploy. We need to configure that and we need to use it. How to configure what is manager app means simple. It's an UI actually. We can manage our applications, whatever we deployed in the Tomcat. See, whatever you're seeing in this web apps folder, these are all applications, right? By default, these are manager, host to manage. These are all applications. So all these can be managed by with help of UI. UI means here. This is what we call UI. User interface. This is command lines here, like command line interface. So that's so whatever we are doing with now deployment and all right with uh, CLI, we can do the same thing with UI here like this. How to deploy it? So we have to configure, we have to enable the manager app and we have to configure users to log in. By default, if I click on here, it'll it'll throw this error. You are not authorized to pay no access, and of course it's just giving some information. So we need to do two things to do this. First, we have to create a user, just like what it's saying here. We have to create a user where we create a user There is a file called Tomcat users.xml. Sorry. Here, these are all content by default are commented. We have to create user to access the UI first. First, we'll do that. So there is a section already here. By default, if you go to end, this is the section. Don't use this, just add a new lines. To add users, what we have to do is first thing we have to create a role. Similar to here, what is there? We have to create a role. The role name is manager-GUI. Manager-GUI means to access the UI of manager. To access the UI of manager, and of course we will create one more role, manager-script, to access the manager through command line. Of course, that's what we're doing now, but yeah, still let's give it, no worries. And next thing, manager-status also there. It's not required, but yeah, let's give it. Why it came like this? Let's get it back. My bad. Just keep, yeah, keep it like this, how it looks like on top. Now our role is ready. I mean, what we're doing is like we're creating a role first and assigning that role to user so that the user will get those access. So now we have three roles. These three roles will create a new user and we'll assign it. Creating a new user means not in Linux, not Linux users. This is Tomcat users. No need to create anything. Just write the one configuration similarly how it is present like here, and Tomcat will read it obviously. First thing, username Tomcat. It's okay, username you can give anything. Yeah, Tomcat is fine. Password, I'll give something else. For now, Tomcat is fine. Password also. Roles, you have to give those roles. Manager-GUI like that. Manager-GUI, comma, you have to give. Manager-script, manager-status. It means these three roles we are applying to user. And again, I'm telling you, this is not Linux user. This is Tomcat user. So it has nothing to do with the Linux. Sorry. Got it? So we are creating a users now. We have created three roles. I mean, of course, for accessing the UI, one role is fine, manager UI. Manager script is to access via command line. Of course, we are already doing that, which is fine. So manager status to see the status in the UI. So that is also fine. Next, what we have to do is we have created a user and assign those roles, I mean, to user because these permissions will get to this user, come to this user, I mean. That's why we're doing that. Now we have to do one more thing. Let's save it. Yeah, sorry. Let's save it. Now go to web apps. There is something called manager over there. This is the manager application. It came by default. This is what we are trying to access. Go to manager. Inside manager, what I think web. There will be multiple folders. Go to webin. Let's see. No, not this. Go to meta-inf. There is a meta-inf folder. Go to meta-inf. Yeah, context.xml. This is what we have to change. What we have to change here? What the hell we change it? You know what we change is here. If you see here, these are all fine. If you see here, this line by default, what's happening is when you install new Tomcat or something, you cannot access, as I showed you, you cannot access manager app because it's access denied. But you can access. How you can access is you can access from the machine where you deploy. Let's say I deploy an EC2 machine, right? From that machine, I can able to access the what is that Tomcat. But I deployed it on some other machine. I'm trying to access manager from my laptop, obviously, which will throw error because it's a remote mission, right? It's a different mission. It won't allow. It won't allow. That's why we are making sure to allow that. And currently, if you see here, the address what it's saying is allow from 127.0.0.1. It means allow from local host only. Allow from local host only. That's what it's happening. So now we have to change it to allow from everywhere. How do I change it? How do I change it is you have to remove this 127.0.0.1, add your IP address, whatever IP address you want to access, or you can allow everything. Where is it? Let's remove this. My bad, sorry. Let's remove this also. You can simply add dot star to allow from everywhere. Let's try. Save it, obviously. Start and stop the Tomcat up. So which we have to do, right? I stopped it. Started it. Completely fine. Hopefully it should work. Reload. Started. See, it's asking for username and password because now we have enabled it to access. What is the username password also same thing. See, this is the application. See, Tomcat web application manager. This is the manager page. This is how it looks like. See all the applications. See all the apps. See here from here also we can deploy. That's how. So to access manager remotely, from remote missions, all we have to do is first thing create a user with the roles necessary permissions. Manager hyphen GUI is required, and then in the web apps we have a manager folder. In the meta.inf we have context.xml. So in that by default by default 127 dot I mean 1.0.0.1, it means localhost address that is present. So instead of that, we can give star. It means we are allowing everyone. If let's say you think this is not safe to allow everyone, I want it to access only from my office network range. Usually that's what we do. So what we do is simply we'll remove this instead of allowing from everyone because everyone can internet can access this now. If we give dot star instead of that, I'll give my IP address or my company, network range. Usually they'll give the network as I told you. They'll give it. So now let me access what is my IP. It'll give the public address of your laptop because you connect to internet. There will be public address. This is it. Copy and paste this IP over there. Let's see if this works or not. It means the manager app will only work from this one. Let's see. Of course, start and stop because we made a change. Let's see. Let's refresh. Access denied. The IP might be wrong. Let's try. What IP can I use? Let's use my private IP then. Let's try that. It won't work, but yeah, let's. Private IP won't be allowed. Yeah, there is no use of adding it. Oh my God. So yeah. So it will work, but we have to see how to add it. Hmm, but it's okay. It's fine. Uh, you can give star, sorry, dot star for now to access it, or the IP address or range, whatever you give. This is not the way to add it. There will be symbols. I think I forgot that, but it's fine. You figure it out. You check it. It's fine. So for now, I'm just keeping dot star to allow from everywhere. Stop, start, reload, manager. And this is the manager how it looks like. It is used to deploy the applications from UI. That's it. How do I deploy? Oh, of course, you're already seeing these are all the things which are present. Same thing, whatever you're seeing web apps, you're seeing here. Now, how to deploy is see where to deploy. You can upload a WAR file from your laptop directly like this. Let me download it. Maybe some sample where I download to desktop. Okay. Simply you can upload from here. Desktop sample where deploy. It's done. How do I know? See the sample here. See how do you access slash sample? Just click on it. See slash it automatically take you. Of course, you can open a new tab by here. See as simple as that. See to deploy. Simple web app. Just click on it. It will open to you. See as simple as that. As simple as that. You can able to. Let's open manager. Same thing. See manager only we are accessing. Let's open host manager. Access them because we need to enable it again. Admin GUI permission we need to add. See then it will come. Let's add admin GUI also. Let's see. I'll just creating a new role and assign that role to existing user only. Why to create a new user again? Admin GUI. It means we'll get admin access in that UI. Currently we are manager only, just we are actually deploying and everything. Now we are giving full permissions. Of course, start and stop. First manager, still access denied. Admin hyphen GUI. Maybe it's little text after. That's okay. Let's wait. First, let's verify whether we did correct or not. Admin hyphen GUI. Obviously, manager hyphen GUI. Admin hyphen GUI. It's fine. It's fine. It's okay. hmm Check the server status. It will show you the information where you are deployed. See, Apache Tomcat 9, JVM version 17, Ubuntu Linux 6.0 OSC, architecture, host name, IP address, everything it is showing. And the memory, how much is using. I mean, not server, this Tomcat. All this information it will show you. Server status. Host manager, let's see. It's still not working. It's okay. Manager app, obviously, this is where we deploy it. So simply upload your artifact and deploy. And of course, it will show here. Let's say you want to remove the deployment. In the command line, what we did, we just deleted the folders. I mean, the WAR file, it's gone. How do we do in here in UI? Of course, you can see here sample web app, right? Stop the deployment, reload it, it'll reload. If you want to stop it. We can't access it now. It's loading from cache, but yeah, we cannot access it. If you want to start it, start. If you want to undeploy, remove it, undeploy. See the sample gone. Undeployed application. It's gone. It's gone. Again, we can deploy blah 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 like this, which is fine. Now there is one more way to deploy this context path and all. Let's see. Let's sample var. Let's download it in our server. I mean Linux server. Yeah, let's download here. Okay, I copy it here. Copy link address. Where file downloaded in opt sample.var. Okay, let's try this if it works or not. Where our dietary path is, we have to give slash opt slash sample.var. This is a path, right, which we want to deploy. Context path is means, but this is the path how we are accessing the application. By default, it is taking the var file name as a context path. Context path is how we access the application. Actually, to access with context path, the new context path, we have to deploy our code like that. I mean, developers will do that, but let's see if this works or not. Instead of sample for my application, I want to access maybe test. Let's see whether it work or not. Deploy. It's deployed. Sit slash test. Now let's access. It's working. See, it's worked because it's a small application. If it's a big application, developer has to change it. Developer has to change the context path in their code, then only it will work. But it is a default application. It worked. Got it? This how also it apply. If you want your own context path instead of the default one, if your application supports it, you can just simply give the context path whatever you want, whatever you want. I mean, you can give whatever you want, and then give the var file path here. Give the var file path. So var file path, what happens is, which var file where we have to give var file path from your server. So it will copy from there to web apps. It will deploy it. Don't say copy, just say deploy. It will deploy to your web apps wherever the path you mentioned. It will deploy. Take from here and deploy it. That's how. That's how it works. That's how we can able to deploy from Tomcat from UI as well as from command line already we have seen. Got it? So that's about Tomcat. That's how we use it. Deploy our applications and access it. That's what. Try with Tomcat 9 as I told you, don't try with 11. Of course, it's a new version, but don't use, there may be issues. Again, we have to take too much time to figure it out. That's why I use Tomcat 9, which is a long running one, long using one, I mean. Okay. So, yeah, that's about Tomcat. That's how we deploy our Maven applications, I mean Java applications. Remember, Java applications, not other things. Tomcat is suitable only for Java. If you have some other language, let's say Python, you'll use Apache. So depends on the language, as I told you. Depends on the language, you have to use it. Got it? So now we have deployed our application also. Our CI part, continuous integration part is ready. Continuous integration part is ready. So CI part means, I mean, CD also done, sorry. Today deployment, we did deployment, right? CD also done. CI means until the package is ready, when I mean pushing to Nexus, Artifactory like that. CD means deploying. Of course, we deployed manually now, we'll see it automate and everything. So CD also done. Continuous delivery. So far, because we haven't deployed to production, it's a lower environment only. So CD also done, continuous delivery. So all this process we did manually. From tomorrow, we'll make it automated. So main big tools all will start from tomorrow. Jenkins, Docker, Kubernetes, Ansible, all these huge tools which are very much, I mean, important. These are also important what I told, but these are very small tools, right? Just 2 3 days we have finished it, but they are not like that. They'll take easily 10 days or at least a week, 7 days. So make sure you attend all the classes. Got it? So by 6:50, I'll start tomorrow. So please make sure everyone's online because these are the major tools we'll use. See, you may not use Maven. We don't care about Maven. Remaining everything you'll use it. Right? But these are all very small tools as I mentioned. But tomorrow everything will be big. So make sure you all attend on time. Okay. So that's all for today. Let's meet tomorrow same time. Bye. Bye all.